It's Wednesday already. Can you absolutely believe it? Hi, Dave. How are you?
Nikki, is that you?
I know. It's so good to see you. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm all right. I had lunch before, so I'm set. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get back to Shady Acres. I've been up all night. What's gonna happen next?
I know. This is so interesting. They have the good news. Just like the shepherd, they have the good news. What do you think they're going to do with it?
I can't even imagine, but I know that good news brings hope, and so I know that good news brings light instead of shade, and so this is about to get good.
I wonder if they're onto something. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
Hello, Fishman.
Hello, Superman.
I went to Granny's last night. She told me about this man named Jesus. And it talks about him in this book.
We should study that book.
Yeah, we should. Let's go.
Okay. Wow, this Jesus guy sounds really awesome. I think there's hope for this town.
No way. This town is lost cause.
Read this.
Okay. Oh. No way. You know what? We need to tell the whole town right now. Come on, let's go.
The Crab Shack. I could use some soup.
If you think this soup's gonna be good, have you heard the news about people following Jesus?
Oh, please. If you want to get ahead in this world, you got to worry about number one. If you'd like, I could teach you. I could teach you how to steal, how to lie, how to find treasure. That's how you win in the world.
No thanks. Ever since that lighthouse burned out, people have been going their own way and it hasn't worked out for us. So let's try the Jesus way.
I don't think so.
There is something I don't trust about that pirate.
You are right, Dave. I mean, only looking out for number one, trying to trick our wonderful Chef C into, going about things a different way, not following Jesus? I don't know.
But she was smarter. She did the right thing. That's what you get when you're a Crab Shack owner, right? That's a smart cookie.
It must be something, all those crab vitamins in there that make you smarter.
Crabalicious!
All right, but here's something else that was interesting that we saw in our story today. The message of Jesus was helping the villagers be kinder to each other. That's an interesting byproduct of what happens when you follow Jesus. Have you ever noticed that in your life, Dave?
Yes, very much so. I've noticed it in my life. I've even noticed it inside our city, just like in Shady Acres. The amazing thing, Nikki, is that only good can come of this. Only good can come of it for she was a skater girl. She said, see you later, girl. Only good of it will come for the Crab Shack girl, and only good of it will come from Shady Acres. There's nothing but good that's going to happen out of this.
That is a good point. It kind of reminds me of how important it is that we follow Jesus and we obey him. Do you know what one of these is, Dave? Have you ever used one?
Is that a curling rock? Is that a rain hat? Is that wait a second. That's an earmuff. An earmuff.
An earmuff?
Yeah, to keep your ears warm.
Maybe one.
Oh, wait! Oven mitt.
It is an oven mitt. And what do you use an oven mitt for? If for you it might be a barbecue mitt.
Yes, I'm not allowed to use the oven.
And what do you use an oven mitt for?
You use it so you don't get burned when you're reaching your hand inside an oven.
That's right. It protects us from getting burned. It means we can do pretty amazing things. We can reach into ovens, we can reach onto barbecues and not get burned. Well, it's interesting because our oven mitt is kind of like obedience to God. Did you know that?
How so?
When we obey God, it's like it's a protection. When we do what God says, it helps us to live a better life, a safer life, a wiser life, a more adventurous life. But that obedience keeps us safe. And just the same way you said, when they follow God and Jesus and they are kind, only good can come of that. That is what happens when we have the protection of obedience to Jesus. So I'm curious if everybody at Shady Acres is going to get good at obeying Jesus or not. But either way, I am beginning to see that following Jesus is really a smart thing to do.
My God is so big, so strong, and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do.
Woo! Nice. Well done. Speaking of songs, why don't we go and worship Jesus right now? Come on.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Open heaven. Father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. And I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. I've seen many searching for answers far and wide, but I know we're all searching for answers. Only you provide, 'cause you know just what we need before we say amen. You're a good, good Father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. And I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. You're a good, good Father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. And I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. 'Cause you're perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways to us. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways to us. Love so undeniable, I can hardly speak. Peace so unexplainable, I can hardly think as you call. Deeper still as you call. Deeper still as you call me. Deeper still into love. Love, you're a good, good Father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. And I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. You're a good, good Father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. And I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. 'Cause you're perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways to us. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways to us. You're a good, good Father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. And I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am.
That was some great worship, boys and girls. Did you feel God's love rise up more in your heart when you worshiped? I did. It was so great. And when we spend time worshiping with God, that helps us actually get ready to obey. It's so brilliant. In fact, our Bible story today, Jesus tells a parable. Do you know what a parable is? Well, a parable is a short story that gives an example of how we should live. So Jesus is telling a parable about some wise and foolish builders. Let's see what he has to say.
Jesus was teaching the big crowds on the hillside. He told them, "So then everyone who hears my words and puts them into practice is like a wise man. He builds his house on the rock. The rain comes down, the water rises, the wind blow and beat against that house, but it does not fall. It is built on the rock. But everyone who hears my words and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man. He builds his house on the sand. The rain comes down, the water rises, the winds blow and beat against that house, and it falls with a loud crash." Jesus finishes saying all these things. The crowd was amazed at his teachings. That's because he taught like one who had authority. He did not speak like their teachers in the law.
Wow, how about those wise and foolish builders, Dave?
What's interesting, Nikki, I don't know whether you've been piecing this together,
Okay.
but the story at Shady Acres somehow connects with the Bible story every single day.
It's crazy how that is. Eh? It's like
Did
God's
you
really
notice
smart.
that?
I don't know. God's super smart that way.
But well, how does a Bible story, something that was written so long ago, have something to do with Shady Acres? We were just there like a minute ago. How does this
Whoa.
even work?
You raise a very important point, Mr. David, because Jesus, who is God, has been here for all of time, and the stories that he tells us in the Bible are to help us today live a better life. So what we're trying to say is that Jesus wants us to follow him, and when we obey him, then we live an amazing life. And that was true for the people in the Old Testament, the people in Jesus' time, and you and me today, and everybody right here in Shady Acres.
Mind-blowing.
Right?
Mind-blowing.
It's not just a story, and that's what's so important. Yes, it is a story, and it's in a book, but it's actually meant to change our lives.
Then this memory verse thing is super important then, right? If you
Right.
remember it, my goodness, what can't you do?
Right, you make a good point, because if we memorize scripture, it gets deep down in our heart, and that's the things that help us change it. So boys and girls, do you remember the part of the memory verse you learned yesterday? Let me hear it. Not too bad. All right, well, let's keep practicing. Are you ready? Let's go.
Hey kids, write this down. Tomorrow I'll have another clue for you. So yesterday we learned, Jesus is the light of the world. Now today's clue says, whoever follows me. Jesus said, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me. I wonder what happens when we follow Jesus in his light. Well, I better go look for the next clue. Talk to you soon.
Nikki, lights are coming on for me.
Okay, how?
I got this story, okay? You tell me if I'm on the right track here. Okay. A lot of years ago, I was in a service at Freedom House. You know how we do church, Nikki, with the singing and the speaking and the this and the that and the other thing? I was in one of those.
Okay.
And I felt like God told me, give your car away. And I thought to myself, but I need a car. But I felt like God tell me to go and do this.
That's like big, super huge kindness. Like that's not just little kindness. That's a big kindness.
Yeah, it was a pretty pink neon and was a pretty sweet ride. I gave this car to who I felt like I was supposed to give it to. And do you know what ended up happening?
What?
There was a group that took my car and found a little old lady who needed a car to be able to get to church. And she wasn't able to get to church and get to her Bible studies and get to see her friends. And they gave her this car, and she couldn't believe that God loved her that much. And do you know what happened, Nikki?
What?
Somebody gave me another car. Somebody who had an extra car gave me one. And that way, I had a car, and the little old lady had a car. Is this what you're talking about? Is this thing? Is this thing that thing? Is this?
I think so. Because what your kindness made other kindness happen, and then kindness came back to you. Oh my goodness. Jesus is really onto something here. I think if we were wise, and we are, we would find out what Jesus taught, and we would get good at obeying. Because if those kind of things are possible, Dave, imagine what would happen if we followed God every day. What would happen if we were kind like that every day? Oh my goodness. This could change Shady Acres. This could change Frankfurt.
It could change everything.
Oh my goodness.
Shady Acres. I cannot wait to see what happens tomorrow.
I know. We'll see you tomorrow at noon. You don't want to miss it.
I can't wait. See you.